And thanks for joining us. I'm Jane Aldrich. It is a big day for many in mid-Michigan. President Obama is visiting the area to sign the massive farm bill that was passed by lawmakers earlier this month. And in just a few minutes, he will be making a speech from the campus of Michigan State University in East Lansing, where that bill is scheduled to be signed. And we're going to bring you that speech live when it begins. But first, let's check in with our 6 News anchor, Greg Adeline, and our Capitol correspondent, Tim Skubic, who are there live right now at MSU. And Greg, Tim, what is the mood as the crowd gets ready to hear the president?
Good afternoon, Jane. As you can imagine, certainly a lot of excitement here on the campus of Michigan State University at the McPhail Center as we wait for President Obama to make his remarks and then sign the 1,000-page farm bill in just moments. Interesting that we're on the campus of MSU. Some may be wondering why exactly we're here, but there's no mistaking it. This is an agricultural school with agricultural roots, and so the president obviously found that this was the perfect venue to sign this bill. Senator Debbie Stabenow, who is the chairwoman of the Senate Agriculture Committee, speaking right now. She had her hand on this bill, and she's making her remarks, and we expect President Obama in just a minute. Joining me, Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic. And Tim, obviously in a midterm election year, this is a big piece of legislation to work its way through Congress.
Well, it is, and it's a 2-year process that Debbie Stabenow is going through, and she does get high marks for getting it through. At one point, it looked like this bill was absolutely dead in the water, and she was able to, through her bipartisan approach, put this together, and that's why she's center stage here right now, taking her bows for this very strong agriculture community audience, which wants this bill because it'll mean millions of dollars for Michigan, and it'll also mean lots of millions of dollars for nationwide, which is what the president will talk about here briefly.
Got to talk a little bit about this farm bill and what it does. You know, you talk to the supporters of this bill and they say that this cuts a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse that was in the system. A lot of people complaining about the $956 billion price tag, but you know, Democrats and those who support this bill say that's a lot cheaper, believe it or not, than what it would cost otherwise had this bill not passed.
Well, one of the areas that they did compromise on was food stamps, which affects many of our viewers in our area. There was a cut of it, but it wasn't as severe as it originally started out. And Senator Stabenow worked on that. But you know, the interesting thing, last year, Michigan got from the federal government $26 million from the feds. Now, that will increase here, and not only for agriculture, but for bio-research. The president went through one of our bio-research labs and saw all the work going on there. And so this is a good day for Michigan farmers, and the president will say it's a good day for everybody, but that's what presidents always say.
It changes a long-standing tradition in how farmers are paid. For 80 years, they've gotten direct subsidies from the federal government. Now, crop insurance, Tim, this is what these farmers will now get. Does that put the federal government then on the hook should a disaster or shortage occur?
Well, of course, the president wouldn't say they're on the hook. They're here to help the farmers. But let me point out one other thing going on here today. This is billed as a non-political event by the White House. Trust me, there's a lot of politicians in this audience. Mark Schauer running for governor, Gary Peters running for the U.S. Senate, Mike Duggan, who had lunch with the president today. We're going to talk to him a little bit later on. So there's some politicking going on here as well. But look, you put through a room of politicians, what are they going to do? The president's not running for anything, but lots of folks in this audience are.
No doubt. And so I guess what goes hand in hand with that, optics. You look at this scene right here, Tim. You have a huge tractor. You have the farm fresh produce, and it's here in mid-Michigan, you know, a farming community. And you talk with some of the people who are associated with this bill, and they say they didn't want to do this in the Beltway. They wanted to come to MSU, an agricultural school, in an agricultural setting to get this bill done.
Well, this is actually only the second time that this president has gone out of the White House to sign legislation. The other one was the economic stimulus package that he did at a high school outside of Washington, D.C. So this is really the first time that he's gone to a state to emphasize how important it was. It's a coup for MSU, it's a coup for Senator Stabenow, and it's a coup for Michigan Democrats. Republicans, I should point out that the governor was invited to come here, but he decided to go instead to Detroit. He had a previous engagement to speak to the Detroit Chamber of Commerce. I talked to the Democratic Party Chair, Lon Johnson. He said that's unfortunate, but he wasn't critical of the governor for doing that. So he's not here. I do see one Republican lawmaker lawmaker sitting over on the side doesn't have a good seat, but he's in the building. But we'll see how this plays out. The interesting thing about it, this was a quick in and out for the president. After his speech, he'll be back home having dinner around 4:30, which is not bad.
Believe it or not, just in and out here in East Lansing. Want to go back to how some of our local representatives voted on this. Several Republicans in Congress, Dave Camp, Mike Rogers, Tim Walberg, all voting yes on this legislation. The vote in the Senate, 68-32. The vote in the House, 251 to 166. Bipartisan support, and as you said, this was dead in the water 2 years ago. What changed in that time?
Well, I think the farming community went to work and they said, look at folks, we need help on the crop insurance, on research, and we are a growth industry. The governor here likes to say that agriculture is the #2 industry in Michigan behind autos and the like. And so I think when politicians look at the fact that people back home are going to get a benefit, that it will increase jobs and bring the economy back, that becomes an easier vote. I think initially, as it always works out in the legislative process, everybody stakes out a position diametrically opposed, and then slowly, methodically, they try to find that middle ground. And on this one, they did. Others, not so much, but on this one, you have to give them points for what they did.
Yeah, in the initial House bill, $40 billion in cuts to food stamps. The finished bill, $8 billion. So, but still, it will be a palpable hit to those who receive food assistance. You talk with some, again, who are close to this bill, and they say it's not necessarily directed at those low-income folks, but rather the system that delivers those payments to them.
Right. There's always fraud in every federal system and state system. The question is to get that as low as possible. But the others argue you can't throw the baby out with the wash. I think they did find a middle ground on this one. And we'll see with the president signing, it becomes law. And now they have to implement it, which becomes the fun part.
Yeah. I want to set the scene once again for our viewers who may just be joining us at the McPhail Center here at the Michigan State University campus. A very small crowd, the public not invited to this event, but media and several special guests have been invited in. Senator Debbie Stabenow now speaking. We are awaiting the remarks from President Obama in just moments. Interesting here, Tim. One of the people that will be introducing the president, Ben LaCrosse, is a cherry farmer from Cedar, Michigan. So again, talking about those optics, you know, they wanted to get somebody who's in the fields to introduce the president.
Which is why he talked to some farmers about immigration that the Farm Bureau provided for him. Maybe we could just listen to a second for what Ms. Stabenow is saying.
From all over the country, in every perspective, many people representing those groups here today. We are so grateful for your support. It has been a long road. Over the last 2.5 years, we worked hard to make sure that every region of agriculture, every form of agriculture, from row crops to specialty crops, to ranchers, to organics, to local foods, are represented. I want to thank my colleagues for their ideas, their willingness to put partisanship aside, to work together to get things done. I finally want to thank my family who are here today, who have heard me talking about this bill for an awfully long time. And my daughter and her family, my son Todd, his family, my mom, Ann Greer, the 3 most beautiful grandchildren in the entire world. Thanks to a whole lot of hard work, we've arrived at a farm bill that works for every American, for all Americans. A bill that guarantees American families will continue to have the safest, most affordable, most abundant food supply in the world. And we will strengthen agriculture.
All right, and as we wait for the senator to wrap up her remarks, we wanted to talk a little bit more about what this bill entails. More research and development. Obviously, Michigan State University, a perfect backdrop for the president's remarks, which we anticipate at any moment. Again, a farmer from northern Michigan will be introducing the president. It's Ben LaCrosse from Cedar, Michigan. We understand that there are some protesters outside as well. We're working to get more information on exactly what they have to say. But in the meantime, you can see the president's contingent putting the logo on the microphone. His remarks have just been placed down. And we are awaiting the introduction here in just moments. Probably about 200 to 300 people here at this time. Lots of cameras, cell phones, as you can imagine. Everyone waiting to catch a glimpse of President Obama. The last time he was here, 2008, when he was then Senator Obama.
He was a candidate then. I remember getting just a brief chance to talk to him then. Things are a little bit different. He's now in his last term, and the pomp and circumstance surrounding his visits is always interesting. And right now, as we say, a pause in the crowd as they anxiously await.
Yes. You have to tip your hat to Senator Debbie Stabenow, who, had a big hand in this legislation. One thing that she had said in recent days is that, her hope in this was that no one loses the farm because of a few days of bad weather or a drop in prices. It's what you would expect from the senator, but, remarks I'm sure that ring very true with a lot of those farmers.
What the president is going to do here is he's going to give a little speech on the economic impact of this bill itself, and then he will sign it, and then he will be leaving. We are going to have a discussion with Mike Duggan, who's the mayor of Detroit, who had lunch with him, and of course the issue on the menu there was the bankruptcy situation in Detroit. The federal government, Mr. Biden, has already said there will not be a bailout for the city of Detroit, but Mr. Biden, and I'm sure the president at lunch today, indicated there are ways they can funnel federal money in as the city struggles its way through bankruptcy. They're at a critical stage right now. When I talked to the governor about this the other day, he said what he wants to see, if he had his wish, is that there would be a settlement from labor unions, from the Detroit Institute of Arts, from the current employees, the retirees. Lots of moving parts here to get people at the table to give something back so that they can get out of bankruptcy. And so that discussion that the president had with Mr. Duggan today will be part of the news event here today, even though the focus is on the Farm Bill.
Mm-hmm. That will be very interesting to see how that plays out, Tim. And, you talk about economic impact. One of the things that was talked about in the days leading up to the passage of the Farm Bill was that if this was not passed, consumers could see a very real hit at the grocery store, possibly, milk $7 a gallon even in some cases. So they're hoping to avert that type of crisis.
That's why the gentleman from the dairy industry that everybody spoke to earlier was greatly relieved. Could you imagine $7 a gallon milk? That's more costly than our gas. We'd have to pick a choice. Which do we want, our gas or our milk? And with kids at the table, it's not a hard choice at all. But yes, this does solve a lot of problems that were sitting out there. And as to your question earlier, I think it also contributed to the dynamics of why this was finally resolved. $7 a gallon milk is not the sort of thing that politicians want to go back home and try to explain why they couldn't do something to eliminate that. That was a major portion of this debate.
Right. And when you talk about that vote, just over the past 2 years, there's been a lot of maneuvering, a lot of different versions of this bill until it finally got passed. And a few months out from midterm elections, it certainly loomed large.
Let me also point out there were two other people in the crowd earlier today, a guy named Izzo and a guy named Antonio. And I asked Mr. Izzo, I said, are you running for office? Okay, and his answer was, no, I've got enough problems. But they were here. They worked the crowd very well, along with all the other politicians. I don't believe that they are staying for the speech, however, although I'm going to guess that the president will say something about that Rose Bowl win. What do you think?
I can almost guarantee that. In fact, we've already heard it from Senator Stabenow. The first thing that she said when she took the podium was great to be back to the home of the 2014 Rose Bowl champions. So
I'm not sure who the president had in that game. He's probably going to say that he had MSU, but we'll never know.
Right, and especially as a March Madness coming up here, you better believe that President Obama will be filling out his bracket with Michigan State high on the list after this visit here.
Now, to the point you made earlier about the protests, they are from the Americans for Prosperity, which is a conservative group which takes exception to the president's policies on Obamacare. And one of the sub-stories to this visit here, the Republicans over the past week have been criticizing Gary Peters and Mark Showers, the respective candidates for the U.S. Senate and for governor, for being, quote, afraid to appear with Mr. Obama because they might lose some votes because his image vis-a-vis Obamacare is not very good with the voters. I spoke to both the gentlemen, and we'll have it in our complete coverage later on tonight. They are not afraid of Mr. Obama at all. They are not worried about losing votes. conservatives. They will be very happy to cuddle up to him. They believe that the major portion of what he did for Michigan had nothing to do with Obamacare. It had to do with saving the auto industry, and we're going to see a huge debate in this race for governor between Governor Snyder saying that basically his policies helped to bring the economy back, and the Democrats saying, with all due respect, Mr. Governor, it wasn't your policies, it was Mr. Obama who got the money through Washington and the program to save General Motors and Chrysler that got the job done. So that becomes a major issue in this campaign, and I wouldn't be surprised if the president said something about that here as well. And you got to wonder, what's he doing backstage? Signing autographs, maybe shooting a couple of hoops?
Yeah, hard to say. But, you know, to your point, with those protesters outside and for conservatives in general, you talk about a price tag of upwards near $1 trillion, you know, and then the reports come out and talk about some of the things that are actually contained in this bill. As you know, on Capitol Hill, lawmakers often like to put in some pet projects into these pieces of legislation. So, I mean, there may be some validity to that on the other side of the aisle, but at the same time, you know, they're working on bipartisan legislation here, hoping to get something done.
Well, in the bipartisan pork barrel is also just that. It's not one party or the other, and that's how the system works down there. Now, a lot of people don't like that, and I'm not passing judgment on it, whether it's right or wrong, but you get a little, I get a little, we get something in the middle, and then we get something done. And so if there is pork in the farm bill, if you'll pardon the pun, it's probably on both sides of the aisle. And the conservatives who don't like this will certainly criticize that, and it's a legitimate beef because they say, you know what, we can't afford all this spending, but there's a lot of money in this bill. And again, the president will say the overall economic impact is what's important here. Jobs not only in the farm industry, but there are answers. Here we go.
To introduce the president.
The president's coming out at this moment.
Please welcome Ben LaCrosse.
Once again, Ben LaCrosse, the farmer from Cedar, Michigan, to introduce the President of the United States.
Good afternoon. I'm Ben LaCrosse. I grow cherries, apples, and plums in Leelanau County, Michigan. I also serve on the board of directors for Michigan Farm Bureau. And on behalf of farmers across Michigan, I want to say thank you, Congress, for passing a great farm bill. And it couldn't have gotten done, I truly believe this, without the leadership of our senator from our state, Debbie Stabenow. Thank you, Senator. My farm at home is a lot like yours across the country. My grandparents were dairy farmers, and I'm a second-generation cherry grower. Under the previous farm bill, my cherries were not eligible for crop insurance. This farm bill strengthens crop insurance and gives farmers like me the tools we need to survive weather disasters. Our nation's diverse crops will also benefit from the research investments in this farm bill. Many of those projects will start right here at Michigan State University. Farmers will use this research to increase productivity, conserve natural resources, and help feed the growing world. I cannot think of a more appropriate venue to sign the 2014 Farm Bill than Michigan State University. Our nation's original land-grant university. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
It's good to be in Michigan State. Thank you, Ben, for that wonderful introduction. Give Ben a big round of applause. is good to be in East Lansing. It's good to be with all of you here today. I'm here because I've heard about all the great things that you're doing. And I want to thank Mayor Triplett and President Simon for hosting us. I am also here to do some scouting on my brackets. I just talked to Coach Izzo. Spartans are looking pretty good. I know things were a little wild for a while. Had some injuries. But the truth is that Coach Izzo, you know, he always paces so that you peak right at the turn. That's the fact. Then I got a chance to meet Mark D'Antoni. Right, so you've already got a Rose Bowl victory. You guys you're greedy. You want to win everything. But it's wonderful to be here. I love coming to Michigan. Mainly I love coming to Michigan because of the people. But I also love coming here because there are few places in the country that better symbolize what we've been through together over these last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, the American auto industry has always been the heartbeat of the Michigan economy and the heart of American manufacturing. So when that heartbeat was flatlining, we all pulled together, all of us, auto workers who punched in on the line, management who made tough decisions to restructure, elected officials like Gary Peters and Mark Schauer who believed that folks who believe that rescuing America's most iconic industry was the right thing to do. And today, thanks to your grit and your ingenuity and dogged determination, the American auto industry's engines are roaring again, and we are building the best cars in the world again. And some plants are running 3 shifts around the clock, something that nobody would have imagined just a few years ago. So I just had lunch with Detroit's new mayor, Mike Duggan. He told me if there's one thing that he wants everybody to know, is that Detroit is open for business, and I have great confidence that he's going to provide the leadership that we need. Really proud of him. The point is, we've all had to buckle down. We've all had to work hard. We've had to fight our way back these past 5 years. And in a lot of ways, we are now better positioned for the 21st century than any other country on earth. This morning we learned that our businesses in the private sector had created more than 140,000 jobs last month, adding up to about 8.5 million new jobs over the past 4 years. Our unemployment rate is now the lowest it's been since before I was first elected. The companies across the country are saying they intend to hire even more folks in the months ahead. And that's why I believe this can be a breakthrough year for America. And I've come here today to sign a bill that hopefully means folks in Washington feel the same way. And instead of wasting time creating crises that impede the economy, we're going to have a Congress that's ready to spend some time creating new jobs and new opportunities and positioning us for the future and making sure our young people can take advantage of that future. And that's important because even though our economy has been growing for 4 years now, even though we've been adding jobs for 4 years now, what's still true, something that was true before the financial crisis, it's still true today, is that those at the very top of the economic pyramid are doing better than ever. But the average American's wages, salaries, incomes haven't risen in a very long time. A lot of Americans are working harder and harder just to get by, much less get ahead, and that's been true since long before the financial crisis and the Great Recession. And so we've got to reverse those trends. We've got to build an economy that works for everybody, not just a few. We've got to restore the idea of opportunity for all people. The idea that no matter who you are, what you look like, where you came from, how you started out, what your last name is, you can make it if you're willing to work hard and take responsibility. That's the idea at the heart of this country. That's what's at stake right now. That's what we've got to work on. Now, the opportunity agenda I laid out in my State of the Union address is going to help us do that. It's an agenda built around 4 parts. Number 1, more new jobs in American manufacturing, American energy, American innovation, American technology. A lot of what you're doing here in Michigan State helps to spur on that innovation in all sorts of areas that can then be commercialized into new industries and to create new jobs. Number 2, training folks with the skills to fill those jobs, something this institution does very well. Number 3, guaranteeing access to a world-class education for every child, not just some. That has to be a priority. That means before they even start school, we're working on pre-K that's high quality and gets our young people prepared, and then takes them all the way through college so that they can afford it and beyond. Number 4, making sure our economy rewards honest work with wages you can live on and savings you can retire on. And yes, health insurance that is there for you when you need it. Now, some of this opportunity agenda that I put forward will require congressional action. It's true. But as I said at the State of the Union, America does not stand still, neither will I. And that's why over the past 2 weeks, I've taken steps without legislation, without congressional action, to expand opportunity for more families. We've created a new way for workers to start their own retirement savings. We've helped to make sure all of our students have high-speed broadband and high-tech learning tools that they need for this new economy. But I've also said I'm eager to work with Congress wherever I can, because the truth of the matter is that America works better when we're working together. And Congress controls the purse strings at the federal level, and a lot of the things that we need to do require congressional action. And that is why I could not be prouder of our leaders who are here today. In particular, I could not be prouder of your own Debbie Stabenow, who has done just extraordinary work. So we all love Debbie for a lot of reasons. She's been a huge champion of American manufacturing, but really shepherded through this farm bill, which was a very challenging piece of business. She worked with Republican Senator Thad Cochran, who I think was very constructive in this process. We had Representatives Frank Lucas, a Republican, working with Colin Peterson, a Democrat. We had a terrific contribution from our own Secretary of Agriculture, Tom Vilsack, and who deserves a big round of applause. And so Congress passed a bipartisan farm bill that is going to make a big difference in communities all across this country. And just so they don't feel left out, I want to recognize one of your congressmen who's doing an outstanding job, Dan Kildee. And somebody who was just a wonderful mentor to me when I was in the Senate and has been just a great public servant, not just for your state, but for the entire country. Carl Levin. He's always out there, especially when it comes to our men and women in uniform. We're very proud of him. And while we're at it, we got a couple out-of-towners. Pat Leahy from Vermont. There are a lot of dairy farms up there, so he has something to do with it. And Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota. All that cold air is blowing from Minnesota down into... Now, despite its name, the Farm Bill is not just about helping farmers. Secretary Vilsack calls it a jobs bill, an innovation bill, an infrastructure bill, a research bill, a conservation bill. It's like a Swiss Army knife. Yeah, it's like Mike Trout. It's like for those of you who know baseball, it's somebody who's got a lot of tools. It multitasks. It's creating more good jobs, gives more Americans a shot at opportunity, and there are two big ways in which it does so. First, the Farm Bill lifts up our rural communities. Over the past 5 years, thanks to the hard work and know-how of America's farmers, the best in the world, we've had the strongest stretch of farm exports in our history. And when I'm traveling around the world, I'm promoting American agriculture, and as a consequence, we are selling more stuff to more people than ever before. Supports about 1 million American jobs. What we grow here and that we sell is a huge boost to the entire economy, but particularly the rural economy. Here at Michigan State, by the way, you are helping us to do even more. So I just got a tour of a facility where you're working with local businesses to produce renewable fuels. You're helping farmers grow crops that are healthier and more resistant to disease. Some students are even raising their own piglets on an organic farm. When I was in college, I lived in a pigsty, but I didn't work in one. I'm impressed by that. That's no joke, by the way. Your hygiene improves as you get older. So we're seeing some big advances in American agriculture. And today, by the way, I'm directing my administration to launch a new Made in Rural America initiative to help more rural businesses expand and hire and sell more products stamped made in the USA to the rest of the world, because we've got great products here that need to be sold, and we can do even more to sell around the world. But even with all this progress, too many rural Americans are still struggling. You know, right now, 85% of counties experience what's called persistent poverty. Those are in rural areas. Before I was elected president, I represented Illinois, home of a couple of your Big Ten rivals, but also a big farming state. And over the years, I've seen how hard it can be to be a farmer. You know, there are a lot of big producers who are doing really well, but there are even more small farms, family farms, where folks are just scratching out a living and increasingly vulnerable to difficulties in financing and all the inputs involved. Farmers sometimes having to work off the farm. They got a couple of jobs outside the farm just to get health care, just to pay the bills, trying to keep it in the family, and it's very hard for young farmers to get started. And in these rural communities, a lot of young people talk about how jobs are so scarce, even before the recession hit, that they feel like they've got to leave in order to have opportunity. They can't stay at home, they've got to leave. So that's why this farm bill includes things like crop insurance, so that when a disaster like the record drought that we're seeing across much of the West hits our farmers, they don't lose everything they've worked so hard to build. This bill helps rural communities by investing in hospitals and schools, affordable housing, broadband infrastructure, all the things that help attract more businesses and make life easier for working families. This bill supports businesses working to develop cutting-edge biofuels, like some of the work that's being done here at Michigan State. That has the potential to create jobs and reduce our dependence on foreign oil. It boosts conservation efforts so that our children and grandchildren will be able to enjoy places like the Mississippi River Valley and Chesapeake Bay. It supports local food by investing in things like farmers markets and organic agriculture, which is making my wife very happy. And when Michelle's happy, I don't know about everybody being happy, but I know I'm happy. And so it's giving smaller producers, local producers, folks like Ben, the opportunity to sell more of their products directly without a bunch of processing and distributors and middlemen that make it harder for them to achieve. And it means that people are going to have healthier diets, which is in turn going to reduce incidence of childhood obesity and keep us healthier, which saves us all money. It does all this while reforming our agricultural programs. So this bill helps to clamp down on loopholes that allowed people to receive benefits year after year, whether they were planting crops or not. And it saves taxpayers hard-earned dollars by making sure that we only support farmers when disaster strikes or prices drop. It's not just automatic. So that's the first thing this farm bill does. It helps rural communities grow. It gives farmers some certainty. It puts in place important reforms. The second thing this farm bill does that is huge is help make sure America's children don't go hungry. Now, and this is where Debbie's work was really important. One study shows that more than half of all Americans will experience poverty at some point during their adult lives. Now, for most folks, that's when you're young and you're eating ramen all the time. But for a lot of families, it's, you know, a crisis hits, you lose your job, somebody gets sick, strains on your budget. You have a strong work ethic, but you know, it might take you 6 months, 9 months, a year to find a job. And in the meantime, you've got families to feed. And that's why for more than half a century, this country has helped Americans put food on the table when they hit a rough patch. Or when they're working hard but aren't making enough money to feed their kids. They're not looking for a handout, these folks, they're looking for a hand up. A bridge to help get them through some tough times. And we sure don't believe that children should be punished when parents are having a tough time. As a country, we're stronger when we help hardworking Americans get back on their feet. Make sure that children are getting the nutrition that they need so that they can learn what they need in order to be contributing members of our society. And that's the idea behind what's known as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. A large majority of SNAP recipients are children, or the elderly, or Americans with disabilities. A lot of others are hardworking Americans who need just a little help feeding their families while they look for a job or they're trying to find a better one. And in 2012, the SNAP program kept nearly 5 million people, including more than 2 million children, out of poverty. Think about that. 5 million people. And that's why my position has always been that any farm bill I sign must include protections for vulnerable Americans. And thanks to the good work of Debbie and others, this bill does that. And by giving Americans more bang for their buck at places like farmers markets, we're making it easier for working families to eat healthy foods, and we're supporting farmers like Ben who make their living growing it. So it's creating new markets for produce farmers, and it means that people have a chance to directly buy from their farmers the kind of food that's going to keep them healthy. And the truth is, a lot of folks go through tough times at some point in their lives. That doesn't mean they should go hungry, not in a country like America. So investing in the communities that grow our food, helping hardworking Americans put that food on the table, that's what this farm bill does, all while reducing our deficits through smart reforms. It doesn't include everything that I'd like to see, and I know leaders on both sides of the aisle feel the same way, but it's a good sign that Democrats and Republicans in Congress were able to come through with this bill, break the cycle of short-sighted, crisis-driven, partisan decision-making, and actually get this stuff done. It's a good sign. And that's the way you should expect Washington to work. That's the way Washington should continue to work because we've got more work to do. We've got more work to do to potentially make sure that unemployment insurance is put in place for a lot of folks out there who need it. We got more work to do to pass a minimum wage. We got more work to do immigration reform, which will help farmers like Ben. So let's keep the momentum going here. And in the weeks ahead, while Congress is deciding what's next, I'm going to keep doing everything I can to strengthen the middle class, build ladders of opportunity in the middle class. And I sure hope Congress will join me because I know that's what you're looking for out of your elected officials at every level. So thank you, everybody. God bless you. I'm now going to sign this farm bill.
President Obama wrapping up his remarks here at the McPhail Center at MSU.
Down front, please.
He will be signing this bill here momentarily.
Down front.
Two Michigan senators there on stage.
Marcia Budge's here. I wasn't sure whether she came to the event. I knew she flew in with me. So
Senator Debbie Stabenow, as well as Senator Carl Levin from our vantage point.
Great state of Ohio.
Down front.
The orders from the folks in the press bullpen telling people to sit down in front. Tim, I think we found the right spot here.
I think we have. This is what we call in the biz a photo op. As the governor, as the president uses one pen for one letter, this could take all afternoon. Debbie Stabenow immediately to his right.
He mentioned in that speech Mark Schauer and Gary Peters by name. I wanted to call you Swami because it seems as though many of the points that he touched on were points that you had previewed. You said that he would be talking about them.
Well, look, when you've got two guys that you want to get elected and you're running against an incumbent governor like Rick Snyder, if you're a Democrat, you take advantage of these opportunities. And now the bill is done.
The president saying, there we go.
Shaking hands with Mr. Leahy and a hug from Ms. Stabenow, the other members of the congressional delegation.
The speech probably lasted somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 minutes. The president's demeanor, as we said, cool as a cucumber as usual, and seemed to be in a playful mood at times, not only talking about the Spartans Rose Bowl, but also those brackets, as we mentioned, and making reference to his, as he called it, a pigsty of a college dorm room.
Yes, I thought that was one of the better lines, and I'm sure many of the kids that live in the dorms, we call them affectionately dorm rats, can probably relate to that. He also said that your personal hygiene matures as you mature, which I thought was a good line as well.
Yeah, he certainly seemed relaxed today, but touching on some of the big issues that he wants to accomplish here in his second term, especially, you know, in the short term, unemployment benefits and then immigration reform.
Well, that's a good point, because near the end of the speech, and that's got a good round of applause, let's assume that most of these audience members are Democrats, when he talked about jobless benefits, that of course is run out for a lot of people in Michigan, and also the minimum wage. We're going to have a statewide petition drive in Michigan that will be launched next week to boost the state minimum wage. And what the president tried to do here, and I thought presidents do this, you pivot off of a victory and try to segue into other issues where you can do what you did here on the farm bill, as he said, and try to put together that bipartisan cooperation. I think it's a tougher sell on the jobless benefits and also the minimum wage, because the Republican resistance to that is over the top. Trying to put together a bipartisan coalition on that will be a tough slog, but again, he did it on the farm bill. You don't rule it out happening on the others, but at this early read, it will be a very, very tough sell.
Thought it was interesting too, as he was talking about some of the components of this farm bill, lifting up rural communities as well as making sure that nobody goes hungry. two of the major components of this bill that, you know, when you talk about, I guess, social welfare programs, you will have resistance from conservatives.
Well, you know, and this is taking nothing against the people that are suffering in the major cities, but the data is clear that in outstate Michigan, in rural areas, the poverty rate is comparable, but it just doesn't get the media attention because you don't have the television stations that are covering it on a day-to-day basis. The president hit that theme and picked out rural America and said this bill will help you through the crisis, and his idea of keeping food on the table during that crisis resonates well with this audience, and it certainly will with the people who are struggling to do that.
The president said that he was taking a tour here at Michigan State before he came out onto the stage, onto the platform, and said he was able to see some of the work that Michigan State was doing with biofuels and some of the work that's being done in agriculture. A great event here for the folks here at Michigan State.
We have the president now doing what they call working the rope line, where he gets to touch the people, and this is where everybody goes nuts with their photographs. I should point out that I worked the rope line when he was in Lansing and got an unauthorized question to the president and a picture which is sitting home somewhere. I'm not sure where, but this is fun for the audience. This is the reason they came. Everybody wants to touch the president and be part of history, and it's a great event. As we pointed out, he's going to be out of here in about 5 minutes. He'll be back on the Big Bird, and he'll be having dinner with the kids and his wife when they get back to Washington by about 4:30 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. And afterwards, we'll do the pickup on this as to what the lead of the story was. It was the signing of the Farm Bill, but the fact that he came into Michigan